Okay, so we're back and we're doing a reading. And I wanted, if you've been following along, we've gone over the backstory of how modern tarot came to be over like a 600-year period in the Middle Ages. So this deck, the tarot deck, has been around a long time. It came to the United States through a toy fair in Nuremberg, um, which, is just an interesting part of the story of how it didn't die out. It came to us in the early 1970s and became really popular and remains popular and is kind of going through a renaissance a bit. So we've gone through the minor arcana, the face cards, and the major arcana, and the story of how a playing deck became a tarot deck. So now I just want to concentrate on doing a reading with you. And we've done one before during the minor arcana, just to get you familiar with that in a reading, there's a spread, and at each point in the spread is related to something. So I'm kind of tucked over in the corner here trying to make more room for the cards. So I did a reading for myself. And the type of reading I did was a 5-card reading. This is typical for me in terms of doing readings at parties or weddings or pop-ups. If someone books a reading with me, I do an entire spread of a Celtic cross, and then we go into questions and break off into smaller readings. But if you have a limited amount of time and you're doing about a 15-minute to half an hour reading, the 5-card spread works really well. And it's also especially good at answering more specific questions. So for me, I asked the question for myself, which was kind of like a bit vague because it was for myself, so I wasn't drilling down on it. But basically, I was asking about what's happening for me in terms of my life path, and how does that relate to my career and to my well-being, and what's happening for me. And so again, this is a 5-card reading. So the very top card is my internal energy. The card directly below to the left, or my left, is the Devil card, and that's the external energy around me. The card on the same level as it is the Queen of Swords, and that is my path forward. Page of Pentacles at the furthest, that is the outcome, and the Judgment card is at the root. So that is a 5-card. You have an internal energy, external energy, a way forward, path forward, an outcome, and the root of it. And for me, it made perfect sense. Okay, what's the root? So Judgment. There was 2 years ago something that completely upended my life. It was a diagnosis. I had a diagnosis of a brain tumor that was non-cancerous, that they found cancer in, of mammary origin. So suddenly I had a metastasized breast cancer that I would be treating for the rest of my life. And completely dealing with like symptoms and doctors and tons of exams, and completely, upended my life. Where am I at now? Internally, 2 of Wands, very much so. I have an image of myself, something, I sort of see all of it. I have a real clear picture of what I'm doing, and see what happened to me as an opportunity to really do it, which is to say that I'd always been doing tarot and Reiki and now hypnotherapy kind of on the side, and had a day job. And now I don't have a day job because I can't function for that many hours a day. So I'm fully putting myself out there as an intuitive who wants to teach how to be an intuitive, and how we all are, and how to incorporate that into your life and to feel more connected to others and to yourself and to everything, to the universe. So that's what I'm doing. So I have a full picture of that, but I'm still trying to find my way with it. I don't know my way. The energy around me is the Devil card. Okay, so that can mean that I'm attached to something. I'm attached to something externally that is not helping me. And my way forward is the Queen of Swords, so which is nurturing, but it's a cut. It's something I need to cut free from, this thing that is not allowing me to fully step into this role. All right. I feel it every day. I'm trying to step into this role, and yet I'm clumsy about it. And then the Page of Pentacles is the outcome, which means I'm going to learn a new way of being, a new well-being for me. I'm going to be learning something. So that's also part of it's the outcome, but it's also part of my path that I need to learn something new that I do not know. And it relates to the Devil card. Okay, so that's my 5-card reading. And it's easy for me to interpret it because it's me. I may interpret it differently for someone else. It depends what they asked, what question they asked, and what came up. But it seems pretty clear. But what's not clear to me is the Devil card. What externally am I attached to? So then what I do is say I'm in a 15-card or 15-minute reading with someone, and I've done the 5-card, and you can see how quickly I can do it. I can do it like that, but we're going to have more of a conversation. It's going to go a little bit further, and some things are going to reveal themselves. And then they too, if I were reading for someone else, may have a question about the Judgment card, any one of these cards. And then I go into another 3-card reading, not a 5-card reading, but a 3-card reading that has the internal energy, the external energy, and the way forward, which is sort of the guide. The other is more like information, and then you have a guidance about how you're going to proceed. So I did this for me because I am curious. What is the Devil card? And so what did I get? I got the 9 of Swords was the first. That's internally. That's what's happening for me. So what I'm experiencing is fear. That is what I'm experiencing. There's something, I'm still operating from a place of fear, even though like I really feel like, how could I still be afraid with everything that's happened to me and how much I've been through and gone through and how many messages I have received about all of this. Where's the fear? Why do I still have this fear? And then interestingly, the external energy is the prodigal return of the person who had went off and did something, and now they're coming back to everyone's celebration. And then the Star card, which is really about being hopeful. Like my way forward, my way out of my fear is to be hopeful. And then I think about the world right now and the Devil card in the world right now. And why is externally I am not getting from the world hope, right? I'm getting a lot of disturbance because we're going through a great transition. But my way out is hope. My way out is belief, is having faith. And I see that. I have to work on that. I have to cut out the fear. I have to let it go. I have to be hopeful, even if the environment around the world isn't very hopeful. And then the external energy is, if I were to do this, I will be celebrated for doing it. I will receive something in the terms of like an embrace from people. I will be embraced. And that's positive. I hope to. I hope to embrace others and be embraced. And I hope to help people connect to their inner wisdom because they have it and they need to trust it. And so that's basically how I would read these cards for myself and how they tell a story. And I always go towards the story when I'm reading for someone else. I look at the cards and I think, tell me the story, tell me their story so I can tell them and they can hear it and it can confirm to them. And then in that confirmation, there is connection and empowerment for their inner wisdom. So this is a reading, and it's a 5-card reading with a 3-card additional reading based on a question that one of the cards posed. And you'll find that, and you can often just keep going, keep asking questions. Oh, now I want to know more about my fear. Okay, now I do 3 cards on that. And so you can have this huge spread that came from the original 3-card spread or 5-card spread, and it just keeps building and building. It's really different than a Celtic cross and other spreads. And this is one it's a modified spread. Maybe it's out there. I don't know. I can't remember if I learned it or if I came up with it. I honestly can't remember. I just have been doing it for so long, like over 10 years. This is what manifested for me for working with people. So I hope that all makes sense. And I hope that you feel confident in being a reader, because you are.